Imagine being born into a world where the sky is gray, food is poison, and history ended before you were born. You don't arrive with a cry, you arrive with a cough. Your first breath tastes like ash, metal, and regret. But you don't know that yet, because you've never breathed anything else. You aren't born under an open sky. You're born underground, deep in what used to be a subway station, sealed off with welded doors, collapsed stairways, and layers of desperation. The trains stopped running years ago, but the tunnels stayed. Concrete, steel, and depth became humanity's last argument against extinction. The sky still exists, technically. People talk about it like a myth, a thing that used to be blue. Now it's just radiation held back by meters of earth and reinforced walls. The sun is a rumor, told by people old enough to remember warmth that didn't come from fire barrels. Welcome to Earth. Post-apocalypse edition. You're born years after the nuclear war. Nobody knows exactly when it ended. Calendars didn't survive. Neither did hospitals, or electricity, or satellites, or Google. The world above burned too fast for records to matter. You enter life in a corner of the bunker, your parents' space sectioned off with scavenged metal sheets and torn clothes layered thick to trap heat and dust. Every family does this. Privacy is fabric and hope. The people around you look relieved you're alive and immediately worried you won't stay that way because you weren't born after the damage. You were born into it. Radiation didn't politely leave once the bombs stopped falling. It soaked into the soil above, into the water tables, into the air that seeped down through cracks and vents, into your parents. And then, quietly, it soaked into you while you were still forming. Your DNA did its best, but it was working with contaminated instructions and zero tech support. So when you finally showed up, the universe checks your character sheet and says, all right, let's see what we're working with. 2 legs? Good. 1 arm? Close enough. You're born with 1 hand. No tragic backstory. No heroic sacrifice. No accident. You just spawned like this difficulty set to maximum. Limb budget reduced. Your parents don't panic. Not because they're calm, because they've seen worse. Some babies don't cry at all. Some don't breathe. Some look fine, then fail weeks later. Thyroid damage. Immune collapse. Cancers that used to take decades now speed run your childhood. But you? No, you're alive. Missing a hand, sure, but alive is a win for now. Food comes from ration caches, fungus farms under UV lamps, and whatever preserved supplies haven't gone completely toxic yet. Crops grown above ground are rare and dangerous. Everything edible has a story, and none of them are comforting. Water is filtered, boiled, filtered again, and prayed over. Fun fact, boiling water kills bacteria, but it does nothing to radiation. Every sip is a gamble, but your parents already made that gamble before you were born. This is just the sequel. Outside the bunker, the world is silent in the wrong way. There are no birds, no insects, no traffic, just the wind dragging ash through dead streets like the planet is trying to erase its own footprints. Sometimes radioactive dust drifts down vents and cracks, settling like gray snow. People seal doors tighter when this happens. The bunker breathes shallowly, like it's afraid to. Your parents tell you stories, not bedtime stories, warnings. They talk about a time when food came wrapped in plastic, when water came out of taps, when people complained about slow internet and Mondays. You don't believe them. It sounds fake, like a fairy tale where everyone had 2 hands and jobs that didn't involve surviving the day. Your world is concrete tunnels, flickering lamps, and people who cough too often. Everyone walks stiff. Everyone is tired in a way sleep doesn't fix. You grow up fast, not because you want to, because childhood doesn't last long underground when radiation still leaks through the bones of the planet. When you're young, your father takes you outside once, and it's a planned trip. Careful, terrifying though. You're sealed into a hazmat suit, fully covered, gloves too big, mask pressing into your face. The air tastes wrong even through the filters. You climb out through a reinforced hatch, and then you see it. Burned buildings collapsed like melted candles, streets buried under debris, skeletons of cars fused into the pavement. Some shapes were once, well, people. Some still look like they're trying to crawl. Your father doesn't explain. He doesn't have to. You don't stay long. Radiation doesn't need time to make a point. You go back underground. The hatch seals, the bunker exhales. That one trip is enough. You don't ask to go back. Your missing hand stops being a tragedy and becomes a logistics problem. You adapt. You drop things more often. You learn not to complain. No one has the energy to feel bad for you. Sympathy burned up with the fuel reserves. Education doesn't exist. There are no schools, no books. Knowledge is oral, blunt, and urgent. Don't drink unfiltered water. Don't touch glowing things. If your teeth fall out, tell someone. That is the curriculum. As you grow older, scavenging teams leave the bunker more often. Food runs out. Parts break. Filters fail. You learn to move through the ruins quickly. You trust instincts over instruments. Some places just feel wrong. Some make your skin itch. And that's the radiation talking. Violence changes underground. It's not dramatic. It's efficient. Nobody has calories for long fights. Communities split. Sections seal off. People disappear. You stop asking where they went. At night, faint glows appear through broken ceilings and distant ruins. Not stars, just reminders that the war never really ended. It just learned how to wait. You make it to adulthood not because the world improved, but because you adapted faster than it could delete you. Your body carries receipts, scars you remember, a few that you don't. The missing hand is just part of you now. Like that cough that everyone has. Like the hunger that never fully leaves. Then in a world that has no reason to give you anything good, it does. You meet someone. You meet while hauling water inside the tunnels. She smiles. She doesn't flinch at your hand. In this world, perfection would be suspicious. Love doesn't look like it used to. It looks like trust, like shared rations, like watching each other's backs during surface runs. You build a life that's small, stubborn, and real. You marry not with rings, but with promises that actually matter. You find a section of the bunker with slightly lower radiation readings. That counts as settling down. Eventually, against all odds, you bring a child into this world. The birth is quiet. The pause is familiar. Your child lives, and your child is imperfect. Weak legs, fragile lungs. But it doesn't matter. The cycle didn't end with you. You raise him the way you were raised. What not to touch, what not to drink, when to seal the doors tighter. You teach him to adapt. He grows. So does the world, in its own broken way. Plants creep back where radiation thins. Animals adapt. Communities form, collapse, and then form again. Humanity doesn't rebuild upward. It spreads sideways. Then one day your body starts to lose the argument. It's quiet at first. A pain you ignore. Fatigue that doesn't leave. The coughing gets worse. The weight drops faster than usual. Someone says the word cancer. No shock. Radiation doesn't forget. There's no treatment, no miracle, just time running out. The way it always does. You don't die dramatically. No explosions, no speeches. You're just surrounded by people. When you're gone, the world doesn't stop. Your partner keeps going. Your child keeps growing. Humanity keeps surviving. The story doesn't end. It just changes shape. And now it's your turn. In the next video, you're going to be born again as someone or somewhere entirely different. What'll it be? Well, that's something that you'll have to wait to find out. So stay tuned because your next life begins in our upcoming video. I'll see you there. Till then, enjoy your life.